Don't you just hate it when something goes wrong in your filmmaking? Okay, well, with that depressing opening out of the way, um, so my phone needed to do a quick update on some bugs. Fair enough, but with some of the apps taking a little bit of my storage, I had to offload them, which does save all their data, but is keeping them off of the storage to save easier for the update to happen. But some apps and really some apps kind of just off, and like all the stuff I had on there were gone. No, nothing really serious. I don't think for the most of the apps actually kind of nothing. But CapCut. But I was able to preserve one thing. I got out of CapCut for a little work on something. And that is the series I say I'm making for my dad, my brother, my whole family, or at least some of my family is going to be included in a way we're making the process cinematic family. Like, we all think how it'd be cool for us to be our characters we like from movies. So, an example I could be, our handsome little Godzilla devil. My little brother would be Guy from Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds. And my dad would be Deadpool. Kind of a black sheep out of the two, huh? We are. I do have less of episodes. Like, we have a good rundown on how we should try to get the whole dynamic of us working, and we're working on ourselves at good plots for it, like how the episodes go out. So we're doing good on that part. I was able to preserve the intro, so we're good on that. But on CapCut, I was getting a good extent on the Tales of Walking with Dinosaurs movie. I was literally already through the second out of 3 stories I'm doing based on the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous for different stories of dinosaurs. And I started off pretty good. The first story had a Coelophysis, and I was currently doing a Allosaurus and Stegosaurus story. Then we would have the Gorgosaurus and the Pachyrhino with the Troodon, and their one final story for the movie. So when I was offloading the apps to kind of get my short storage in, because this much you can contain to make the movie, to work on the posters, all the editing, all that stuff, that didn't exactly go so well, and kind of got off the way on my phone page. I went back to the App Store, there it was, and my shit was gone. It was just gone. Oh, and also the additional intro to the One Horn and the Allosaurus, but don't worry, I'll get that intro back too. But after all that progress, and even so much working with the intro of the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, I was really excited to do, because with the new series coming out and a lot of people bringing stuff of the good things of this series back up, and even with the original Walking with Dinosaurs movie in 2013 not being as great, the spin-offs too, people like the Pink King have brought it up, and it was good to see. I never really had my thoughts on the show for a long while. A very long while, actually, because I wasn't entirely sure if a lot of people remember as much of it as I thought they did. But then again, a lot of people have recalled the movie before, so I guess the show definitely has its parts. I wasn't sure of the popularity of the show it had, because it was hard to say. I wasn't sure about fandoms as much back then when I was a lot more younger. But in case in point, so this does mean the whole movie's canceled. Like, my whole due date on September 10th was kind of just off the blank. Not entirely. I mean, true. It's not coming out on September 10th anymore, so it sucks, and I'm gonna have to start from scratch. But I have a good number of scripts of the overall stories down, so it means I already know where I'm going with it, and I got the stuff, so I can able to do it. But knowing I can't fully get my stuff done because it's school and I'm about to be 16, other stuff too, but more case in point and all that. But what about Venom Kill Doctor Strange? Well, that movie is actually being put into good production. I'm actually getting really good with the story, and it's actually doing pretty well. Like, things are going off so far. So if you guys want to know more of the plot for that movie, I can tell you. So basically, it happens like a year after, like from 2023 to 2024, with Venom Carnage Soon Comes, which was the predecessor to this movie. It's a sequel to that Carnage and Venom movie. If you guys have checked that out, just look at my movie playlist, or just look down and scroll some videos, and you'll find Venom Carnage Soon Comes, which is just 19 or 18 or so minutes long of a movie. Because that was when I was getting more better at expanding the long time for movies on in general, to really create this whole story through with Venom Carnage Soon Comes and Godzilla Awakens when I was doing the Kaijuverse. And about that universe, actually, I will be continuing it because, Ghidorah's Wrath, but I also do want to do Zilla 2 Returns and Godzilla Along with the King. Those would be kind of the first three starters. Because I am aware that Godzilla vs. Kong in the Kaijuverse I made, the one I made, it definitely, okay, so I am aware that some people actually did like it, because, I had fun making it. It was a lot of fun, really, to make all those movies I was working together, Godzilla Awakens, The Origins of Rodan, Zilla, Kong King of Skull Island, Mothra Queen of the Monsters, all 5 of those movies coming down to this one film. And I'm aware for some, well, actually just kind of one guy pointing out something. Sure, there wasn't much the plot to go off of, but it was more the basis of getting the versus movie down. Not everybody kind of just thinks that's something masterful when it comes to versus movies. I mean, have you seen Batman vs. Superman, the Snyderverse of DC? But true, yeah, like a lot of things like Godzilla's brother, the legendary Godzilla figure I use for the villain Godzilla in Godzilla Awakens. He's not in Godzilla vs. Kong Long, but that's the reason. Like, he's only in flashback scenes. Like, he's not a main part of the movie for a threat. The humans are more or less, and true. But I did actually explain the thing on Zilla's back that makes them all mind controlled by the humans. Like, I guess my voice was a little low in explaining on that part of the scene, but more or less. True, there. But honestly, I can't say. I definitely wanted to make sure I had to really bring in the whole point of why people would want to see this movie. Like, it is a conclusion of the first phase of this universe I'm making. So how many phases will there be so far? Just this 1, 2, and maybe a 3. Maybe a 3, because I'm not sure how I want to conclude this series, but overall. But for Tremors 3, the Tremors 3 I'm working on, I have not made the puppet yet for the Ass Blaster, but I cannot wait to do it. I've had a lot of fun making these Tremors movies because re-looking at everything with Tremors and the franchise total, I actually wanted to give a lot of heart from things I love. Like, from these certain genres, the actions, the simple kids flicks, the horror movies, the monster films, the things in general, superhero stuff, but it depends on how you do the movie, but you want to make sure you do it right. And that's the thing, filmmaking isn't always an easy task, because when I started my channel, it was mostly just little trailer stuff, and film all that. A little bit of a rocky start, but I was learning. I was kind of young at the time. But as I got more knowing of how to do film and how more of the stories I really wanted to do, I got better at it. So I restarted some of the old stuff I did from the beginning of my channel, getting closer to the ideas I've actually wanted to do but wasn't sure how to do. Now I'm actually getting to do it, because it's actually a lot of fun to do. It's something I really like doing, and I hope it really does please a lot of people. But if it doesn't please everyone, then that's fine. I don't have to care what they think. I can just still have fun, but also maybe find a way to improve myself. Just in case things might get a little too crazy, because people might be a little too into many things when it comes to movies on the period of what they view a fan film as on something else, or what the passion shows. But look, filming is definitely not easy and everyone knows that, but you know, I want to be a director on film when I grow up, because filming and its magic is something I really do enjoy. The idea for that really does make good. And I should probably actually give you the story on Venom 2, Kill Doctor Strange, because I kind of went off board a whole lot. So basically, taking a year after Venom Carnage Soon Comes, Venom's back in hiding again, basically, because you can't really get off scot-free by everyone thinking you're dead, and then you just randomly come back alive, and you're a supervillain that shouldn't have been in prison with an alien on you. So he puts a new identity for himself, finds somewhere nicer to hide, and that's a friend. But then Doctor Strange is apparently dying by his own magic, and you're wondering, why not use the Time Stone? Well, that does come up in the film, but he can't use it because of shenanigans involving a certain man with the words D and P for his name. We all know who that is. So basically, he's the reason why Strange can't use the Time Stone. Strange is dying by his own magic. He starts to go a little crazy. And once he looks at symbiotes for being the key, he goes after Venom. But not just one Venom. No. In the film, you will see other Venoms. There is Miles in the movie, as you've seen from the trailers, so you will know Miles Morales is in there. At first, he's not so really kind with Venom, but from what he hears on Venom explaining on what happened in the first movie, he starts to see he probably wasn't entirely the cause of Peter's death. But it makes a point that's kind of the rundown of the movie in its own way. So who's the friend Venom and Eddie are with in their new life? Johnny Blaze, and we all know Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider. And so would that mean there will be a Ghost Rider in this movie? Well, not quite. There will be Johnny Blaze, but it'll be kind of the teaser starter for his own origin story in a different lighting for Ghost Rider himself. So he will become Ghost Rider, but it will be hintedly teased on when he's ever going to appear in another movie. So he's not going to be Ghost Rider in this one, but it's the starter point of him being Ghost Rider for future stuff on Marvel, things I can do. So on any projects I haven't listed on the community post I did on movies, I will work on a decent short film for a friend of mine, just some Jurassic Park stuff. I don't think anything else. Maybe some holiday special stuff for Stan and Zilla, because, Kickstarter up to their 3rd season. So will the 3rd Stan and Zilla season connect to the Tremors movies? Well, okay, so not exactly, but once we get to season 3 of Stan and Zilla, and also with Tremors 3, things will kind of get explained there. We'll get to the gist of where those things collide. Because so far, Stan and Zilla have had 2 seasons and 2 Tremors movies overall, and crazy shenanigans all the way through. Pretty big. But overall. So, what does this mean for the Walking with Dinosaurs movie I'm making, Tales of Walking with Dinosaurs? well, I still got the intro, so there's actually kind of that, so I'll start from there. For the stories, I do have the script, so that is true on there, but, for the movie itself, it will probably take time, so maybe I have to delay it to, like, maybe October or maybe to December. Make it a December Christmas dinosaur movie, why not? Because I can work on each story, like, make it to a whole series, like, I can do 3 chapters as their own individual parts over the time, like 3 little chapter books, separate videos, like a little series. And then I can combine all those 3 stories into one whole movie on one certain day of December. I can do that. But for now, I'll be getting on to Venom. And since October's coming around, Halloween's back in business, so yes. And you didn't see one video where I showed that I kind of got a Beetlejuice plushie, or yeah. So my sister and my mom got me this little guy. I'm gonna do the voice, but it's probably gonna be voice cracking because, Michael Keaton, I think I can do a Michael Keaton, but an Alex Brightman, no way, I will probably break my voice. So, will I see the new Beetlejuice movie? Probably. Because honestly, my mom loves Beetlejuice too, and honestly, I really like Tim Burton. For Christmas, a lot of his stuff is a classic. Edward Scissorhands. His Willy Wonka movie, it was decent. But overall, yeah, it's kind of the big announcement thing I kind of got for everyone. So was this helpful to you? Did you get confused when I was talking? If you want a better way of me saying things, then I guess maybe another time. But for any projects, I still could have it, like, after these ones or during in between all of these. Well, I do have an idea, because clearly, as I mentioned, that an appearance for the beginning origins of Ghost Rider in Venom 2, so we will get a Ghost Rider movie. There will be an Ant-Man movie, but we're kind of doing a lot of Marvel stuff, and you already know Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man prequel to that Venom movie. Venom Crime Soon Comes, and Venom Killed Doctor Strange. So for original ideas like Ghost House of the Killer Man and the Mysterious Seven, or actually like original stuff I have good plots and ideas for. Ghost House of the Killer Man it starts off with these 4 guys, like, it's Halloween, and they want to go to this old haunted house for like a Staying Tonight challenge. Simple enough, 14 dudes, high school age, practically, kind of just doing this thing. But the story behind the old house is that a man who once was a very kind dude who loved Halloween and kids, something in his house made him go crazy, and he killed like a bunch of kids. His brother, who was a cop, and a bunch of other cops literally were able to only save like at least a few of the kids, and one of those kids were one of the main characters we see go into that old house's parents, or at least parent. The other parent's not related to the situation at all, but knows the trauma of their partner and what they went through on that event. But in the basic point, they shoot the guy, but something in that house kept everything in his soul there. Like, he will always appear in Halloween, and anyone who dares come near his house will face his spirit's wrath. And if, on a lucky night on Halloween, if he ever gets out, he's gonna wreak havoc on the whole town. And that's kind of a good plot idea I do have for maybe 3 movies or so. Or maybe it could just be its own standalone film on its own, honestly. For the Mysteries 7, it's basically crazy superhero guardians of the multiverse, like different concepts or crazy worlds and stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like, cartoon stuff like the MCU and all that crap. No, it can just be its own original thing. Like, not have any other properties at all. It can just be its own thing, like multiple guardians from other worlds be coming together and being this freaking crazy Avengers, X-Men like team in a way, if you want to put it at that. And they face crazy entities, and one is getting a little more difficult, and it could really be a huge threat to their home worlds, and they have to make sure they can stop it, but it's got to be together, and they're not fully used to this team thing yet. So there's that. So do we got any ideas for this guy? Well, I could do a little Halloween special with him, so there'll be that. But that's to the extent. Anything on Christmas besides the Dogman movie? Hope you're excited for me doing a Dogman movie. And Tremors 3, which I won't confirm the title yet, but I have confirmed on my community post about the list of movies I want to do. Where some of you guys are open to see things there, all that. But it's overall a fun ride for me to go through. And so I will still make the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, but maybe still take more time. But if I do want to make sure I'm getting these facts of these animals right, because, science changes all the time. But, the current science we have, who knows how long that will last. So I want to be sure I'm right with this and but still have a story with these little tales I'm having with these dinosaurs, but also putting in good facts about them, like they're animals, because they are animals. And it's interesting because I always love dinosaurs. Like, they're interesting creatures. So basic point, I want to make sure I'm doing a good movie for a good series that has made a lot of people happy, for a lot of fans, such as myself, on dinosaurs. So was this as good information as you can get out of the situation or not? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.